Okay, let's do some prime factorization. I have two numbers up here. They're very similar to each other. One is 2,178 and one is 217,800, okay? So we're going to start with the one on the left, and we're going to prime factor by factor by factor, okay? So one prime factor at a time, and I'm just going to talk us through it. So I like to do prime factorization using upside down division. I'm looking at this 8 and it tells me, I bet I could do that by factoring by 2. So I'm going to do a 2. 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 1 0 times. 2 goes into now 17, right? 8 times with a remainder of 1. 2 goes into 18 9 times. If it were me, I'd look for another 2, but I see this is not divisible by 2. However, I do see it's divisible by 3, right? 9 plus 9 is 18, so I'm going to do a 3 here. 3 goes into 10 3 times with a remainder of 1. 3 goes into 18 6 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. I can see this is divisible by 3. 1, 2, 1. All right, I'm looking at 121, and I hope that you all recognize a number here. I recognize a perfect square. This is 11 squared, so 11 and 11. So if I look at all of my prime factors that showed up on the outside of my upside down division, I can put them together. So I can come up here and I can say, well, this is 2 times 3 squared times 11 squared. Okay? However, sometimes a number is big, and going one by one by one prime factors, that just seems like it's going to take a long time. So I'd like to use some mental math in this process. So I'm going to take this number, 217,800, and I'm just going to check out what I can do as to pull out some other numbers first. So for example, I think I could pull out 100. And get down to 2178, right? Well, 100 I know is 10 times 10, or 2 times 5 times 2 times 5, or I can do 2 times 2 times 5 times 5, right? So this is 2 squared times 5 squared, and I start to notice that and do that mentally. All right, let's see. I could do my 2 over there. It's still even. So what did we have? We had 1, 0, 8, 9, if I followed that through. Then I look at this, and I could divide this by 3, but I can also notice that it's divisible by 9. So what if I do that? Do a 9 there. 9 goes into 10 one time with a remainder of 1. 9 goes into 18 twice. 9 goes into 9 once. So this here is 3 squared. 9 equals 3 squared, and 121 I know is 11 squared. Well, if I take a look at this, I've got a 2 squared, a 5 squared, a 2, don't forget that 2, 3 squared, and 11 squared. So if I come back up here and I want to write my answer, my prime factored answer is I've got 2 times 2 times 2, so 2 to the third, times 3 squared, times 5 squared times 11 squared. Okay, does everybody see that? So we can prime factor one prime factor at a time, or we can pull out larger factors and then use mental math to prime factor those, as long as we get all of the prime factors and we write them in exponent notation.